Dandava Pranam Maharaj. Haribol.
Haribol.
Dandava Maharaj.
Dandava Prabhu, Dandava Didi.
Pranam. Prabhu. Did your surgery go okay, Linda?
I hope so. The operation's all right, but it just doesn't feel right at the moment, so I'm waiting for a checkup. Yeah, I hope it did. I don't know.
Dhanyavad, Suba Devi.
Dandava Uma Devi. The Linda operation.
Eye surgery.
Here.
Laser eye surgery. I also had that done.
Okay.
The cataract, Maharaj.
Hmm?
You had cataracts done.
I had that too, but I had retinopathy. So they had to do some laser surgery for the retina.
Oh, I had a tear in this eye and I had a detachment in the other eye, and I ended up with 6 operations on my right eye. So this is now the left eye. So I'm hoping it's going all right. I hope there's no complication.
Oh.
Yeah. We will see. Different now over here. Before, I think I had my operations as an inpatient, and this was just done on the day and I was sent home. So yes, we'll see.
We pray that everything will be okay.
Thank you. It'll be what it will be.
Yes. Okay, so we say, Padma. Vandana. Vandeham Shri Guru
Sri Guru Achyuta Padakabala.
Shri
Sri
Guru
Guru Vaishnava.
Sri Guru Vaishnavam Sacha. Rupam Sakrajatam. Sahagana Raghunatam Munitam Tam Sajivam.
Advaitam
Sadvaitam Savadutam Harijanan Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam
Sri
Sri Radha Krishna Padan Saha Gana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitam Cha
Om
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Puja
Puja Sri Guru Varga Vandita Mahavandita Yasha Parampara Pracharita Prayanga Murtate Bhakti Nirmala Niraja Nirjam Sata Satam Shadam Vande Sri Gurudeva Manata Shiraya Samya Vanjaniya
Purva Vishta
Purva Vishta Supurakam Guru Gadira Shisha Sambhushita, Sindhya Sindhya Samasta Veda, Nipuna Visri Rupa Pantanuga,
Govinda
Govinda Vidanu Vipala, Bharatanu Bhaktyamritam Shundara, Vande Vishwa Guru Shadidya, Bhagavat Premohi Vidya Prada,
Devam Divyatanam
Devam Diyatunam Sachanda Vadana, Malarka Sela Sita, Sadrananda Puram Savika, Varnam Vairagya Vidya Bhuvi, Sri Siddhantani Shubhakti Lasita, Saraswatanam Para, Vandeta Shubharam Malika, Saranam Yashishwaram Srihara,
Sri Siddhanta Saraswati
Saraswati, Vinito Gaviya Gunambaye, Bhakto Bhakti Bhavane, Gagane Yoga Rasa Kirtane, Maya Bharati Mingirara, Gata Gurya Jivanima, Krishna Prema Sudabhigara, Sukam Prada Prabhutam Bhaje.
Namo Gaur Kishora
Gauraki Gauraki Parabhingaya Radhavani Semine
Bhakti Bhakti
Bande Bhakti Vinoda Shri Gaura Sakti Swarupakam Bhakti Sastranya Samprayam Radharasa Shuddha Nidhi
Gaurajas
Gaura Pratita Sheshai Varnave Bhakya Vigraham Jagana Prabhu Bande Prematim Bisa Vaisnava Pancha Vartubhyacha Kripa Sintuya Evacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaisnavebhyo Namo Namaha Panchatvatmakam Krishna Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavanam Namami Bhakta Sankirtanam
Namo
Namo
Namo Krishna
Maharaja
Prema Pradayate
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha
Pango
Jayatam Suratam Pangar Madhava Madhirgati Matsarvasva Padam Vajo Radha Madana Mohanam Divya Durdanaya Kalpatrumadaya Srimadatnagara Simhasanasthito Sri Gandharva Srila Govinda Devo
Sriman Rasa
Sriman Rasa
Bangsi
Rasamani
Sita
Vamshivata Tata Sitaha
Karsambenu Baner Gopi
Karsanveno
Gopinath
Sayanir
Yestuna
Gopinatha
Vrindayai
Yasistamaha
Tulasi Deviyai
Priyaye
Vrindayai
Tulsi
Kesavaya
Devaye Priyaye
Krishna Bhakti
Kesavachita
Radhe Devi
Krishna Bhakti Pade
Satyavata
Devi
Namo Namaha
Satyavate Namo Namaha
Antananta Mantra Guru
Antanatva
Guru
Mantra Gurun
Bhagavatartala
Gurun
Sanjata Guru
Bhagavatartana
Natva
Sanjagat
Tatavyayo
Gurunata Tato
Mudiraye
Jayo Mudirate
Jai Sri
Krishna
Jai
Parikara
Sam
Sri Sri Guru
Parikara Sri
Gaudar
Sri
Gagandarva
Guru
Govinda
Gauranga
Sundara
Gandharva
Padam
Govinda
Papyayastu
Sundar Padam Atmanam
Shri Krishna
Jayastu
Chaitanya
Shri
Prabhu
Krishna
Nityananda
Chaitanya
Sri
Prabhu
Advaita Gadadara
Nityananda
Sri
Sri
Vasadi Gaura
Advaita
Bhakta
Gadadara
Vrinda
Sri
Hare
Vasadi Gaura
Krishna Hare
Bhaktarunda
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ramo
Hare
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 Ramo
Hare
Ramo
Rama
Ramo
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Charyadev, Srila Bhakti Niskam Santa Maharaj, Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai
Giri Govardhana Ki Jai. Jai Samabheda Bhaktivinda Ki Jai.
Jai
Jai glorious the assembled devotees.
Jai
the glories of the worldwide devotees. For Premanandi, Hari, 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 Bol.
Hari Hari Bol.
हमसे श्रीपाद भक्ति मार्ग पूरी महाराज की जाए।
Jai.
Jai.
धन्यवाद प्रज्ञा दीदी।
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my obeisances at your lotus feet. Thank you, Maharaj, for your association.
Thank you for yours.
Yes, oh, Maharaj, thank you.
Jaya Vishnupad, Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Asutara Satashi Sripad Bhakti Rakshak Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Sri Prapanna-jivanamrtam ki
Jai. Jai.
We're on chapter 5, now text 16. Vilambashanasya Bhaktashrita Rakshana Vishra Bhatvam Yadropidi Paritrane Yagendrasya Mokshane Mayatrika Akarunamurte Satvaraka Gattahare Jagannath. The devotee who needs immediate protection has full faith that the Lord will come to his aid. O compassion incarnate, now I am in danger. O Lord Hari, where is that urgency you showed in delivering Draupadi and liberating Gajendra? At time of dire need, a devotee depends upon the Lord, and the Lord fulfills his devotee's desire for protection, somehow or other. And the example here is given of Draupadi and Gajendra. You know the story when Draupadi was in the court of the Pandavas, Kauravas, and they were going to tear her sari off. They began unraveling her sari and to expose her in front of all the men. And so she could do nothing. And the Pandavas who were there also, they did nothing to protect her. And so she simply had to rely on Krishna. Dear Krishna, please don't humiliate me in front of all these people. If you want, you can save me. Otherwise, if it be your will, then that's okay too. But otherwise, I'm hoping that you protect me because I have no other hope. No one is coming to my shelter. And so Krishna provided her yards and yards of material. They could not take all the material off of her. The sari was so long. By Krishna's miraculous intervention, they could not undo her sari. And then Gajendra, he was in the water, he was the elephant, explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam. And there's one crocodile caught him by the foot, and that, the crocodile grip, the mouth of the crocodile is so strong that the elephant could not get that crocodile off his foot. And he was bellowing and yelling and crying like an elephant does. That crocodile would not leave. And he felt that his whole life was going to be finished right there and then. And so he called out to Lord Hari. And the Lord came and saved him. So these examples are there in the scriptures. And devotees have experienced in their own lives at a dire situation where they have no hope. And they call out for the Lord's protection. The Lord will come. The Lord will come and protect them. That is Krishna's love for his devotees. And for the even stronger devotees, he doesn't come even when they call out his name. Like Mahaprabhu, he was crying, Ashli Shiva Padaratan Padashtumam. Oh, my Lord, you are making me brokenhearted by not being present before me. But you are free to do what you like because you are the Lord and I am your servant. You can crush me by your embrace or leave me brokenhearted. Whatever is your decision, that is up to you. That's up devotee of the stature of Mahaprabhu. He won't even call the Lord for his protection. It's possible. Have so much dedication to the Lord. Why should I call him, bother him for myself? But either way, calling for protection or just sacrificing oneself entirely to the satisfaction of the Lord under any circumstances. Both these ways are exhibitions of devotion by the devotees. Krishyatiti Vishvasasya Vivasasya Prakashra Madhuryam Tasmai Ravir Evodyan Atatam Apavannam Plav Eva Tristanam Varshiva Megha Nidir Eva Nidhanam Tivra Dukamayanam Pisag Eva Kushalam Datum Yatisori Sripad Srimati Draupadi. The revealed sweetness of confidence in the Lord's protection. Like the sun ascending through the darkness, like a boat for the helplessly drowning, like a rain cloud of sweetened waters for the parched, like a treasure for the impoverished, like a physician for the deadly afflicted. The Lord Sri Krishna is now coming to bless us with all good fortune. Draupadi was praying like this, poetically explaining how the Lord comes in the last minute when we pray for his protection. The sun rises at the darkest moment of the day. What does that say? Something like the day is darkest before the dawn. And everything is dark, suddenly the sun comes up and everything can be seen. On a boat, we're drowning in the ocean, the only hope is that the boat will come by. Huh?
The night.
At night.
The night is always darkest before the dawn.
And there's always dark. and a rain cloud. Sometimes you see people are in the desert. They have no water, nothing. And then somehow rain will come and they can quench their thirst. Treasure for the impoverished. One may be very poor and then suddenly find some treasure. And all their poverty is diminished or vanished. A physician for the deadly afflicted. One may be dying, but if there's a good doctor, somehow they may come and save the patient. So in all these circumstances, he's comparing Krishna comes at the right moment to bless us with good fortune. Tat Rakshak Tat Rakshakat Tat Karunyam Eva Karanam Prachinanam Bhajanam Atulam Duskaram Srinvatome Nirasnina Tralati Hridayam Bhakti Leshtalastasya Vishwadrichim Agahara Tava Karuna Richim Asha Bindukshitam Idam Upaityantere Anta Saityam. Rupa Goswami, Rupa Parano. The cause of the Lord's protectiveness is his mercy alone. O destroyer of sin, my heart is averse to a trace of devotion, and it burns in the fire of hopelessness when I hear about the incomparable, formidable devotional services rendered by the great predecessor devotees. But now that I have heard about the wave of your mercy, which floods the universe, the core of my heart, sprinkled by a drop of hope, is soothed with cooling relief once again. Well, can you imagine? This is Rupa Goswami praying. He's saying, I not even have a drop of devotion. Mahaprabhu says the same thing in his Shikshastika. As chanting the holy names is the most perfect way of making progress in spiritual life. He says, but unfortunately, I have no taste for the holy name. So we can get some hope from these verses from the grateful Vaishnavas. We can get some faith that when the Lord has the stories of the devotees who have prayed to the Lord and he has come to their protection, from these things we can get some idea, some hope, that if we remain steadfast in our devotion, the Lord will also come to give us protection by his mercy, of course, by his will, by his mercy. This is the thing about mercy. Mercy doesn't require any good qualities on the part of those to whom mercy is given. That's the meaning of mercy. Mercy comes to those who don't deserve it. Otherwise, it's called justice. If you deserve something, then you're getting your just reward. But if you don't deserve it and you're getting a reward, then that's called mercy. Just an act of pure mercy. So Krishna is of that nature. He's very merciful. Very merciful. Therefore, our position is to beg him for that mercy. Dear Lord, I am unfit, undeserving. So I don't come to you, your justice department. I'm coming to your mercy department. I'm praying for your mercy. Please deliver me from my fallen condition and give me some position in your service and among your servitors. Don't leave me in this material world serving so many other things other than yourself. Simply becoming entangled in all these materialistic activities and giving up the service of my Lord. I don't want that. But that's only possible if you give me your mercy. The devotee is always praying like that, even it may be difficult to come to that position of always serving the Lord, always remembering, and not getting engaged in so many materialistic diversions. So intense eagerness is the price the devotee has to pay to get Krishna's mercy. Always eager to remember Krishna and not forget him in any circumstance. To always be under his service, under his serving potency. We are tested, no doubt, sometimes very severely, whether that's what we really want or not. But we have faith that if we continue in our efforts to engage, take up the process of Bhakti Yoga, with Krishna's help, we are convinced that if we continue on that path very faithfully, that we will eventually come to that position by his grace. We may endeavor a whole life, and only in the end it may come. Well, whatever. I'm trying to remember that one devotee of Mahaprabhu's pastimes. What was that? He was praying. Mahaprabhu told him, you will come back to me after 1,000,000 lifetimes. Remember what that was?
Junior Haridas. And he committed suicide after?
No. Anyhow.
Not senior.
He
junior.
told, I don't remember his name now, but he told his devotee, you will not come back to me until after 1,000,000 lifetimes.
Yeah, it was.
And then he said, and that devotee said, oh, my Lord is so merciful. I will be able to come back to him after 1,000,000 lifetimes. He was very happy to hear that. In other words, the situation wasn't completely hopeless. Text number 19. Bhagavata Sri Chaitanya Upasya Param Adhoryam Ahanta chitta bhuvi me paramam paramo sarayanam sad bhakti kalpa lati kankurita katam syat vidyekam paramas vas vasanyam asti Chaitanya nama kayan nakadapi sochya Prabodhananda. Prabodhananda Saraswati. The supreme magnanimity of the Supreme Lord Sri Chaitanya Dev. Alas, alas, how will the charming, wish-fulfilling creeper of pure devotion ever sprout from the desperately barren plains of my consciousness? Despite my predicament, just one great hope awakens in my heart. By chanting the name of Sri Chaitanya Dev, nothing can remain to be lamented for by anyone at any time. That is very nice, huh? A barren consciousness. Very nice idea. It's our consciousness. We're unconscious of Krishna. Our consciousness is filled with so many things that we're aware of. But it's consciousness of Krishna, that's the thing that's missing, and that's the most important thing. So what do we do in that circumstance? So here he's telling the chanting of the holy names. The chanting of Kuranga. Nityananda used to chant Kuranga. He used to tell everyone chant Kuranga. He didn't tell them to chant Hare Krishna. He said chant Kuranga. Either way, Hare Krishna or Kuranga. That is the way to fill the consciousness, the barren consciousness, devoid of Krishna consciousness, to fill that consciousness with Krishna consciousness, simply by chanting Hare Krishna, Kuranga Mahaprabhu, Gaurnitai, and constantly chanting like that. Consciousness will be filled with remembrance of the Lord. A very simple method in this Kali Yuga. With all the disturbances that are present in this Kali Yuga, so many things, wars and disease and economic problems and scientific progress and all these different things that people talk about. No Krishna. And in that circumstances, what do? And Mahaprabhu said, given us the simple solution to chant Hare Krishna. By chanting Hare Krishna, we can remember Krishna. We can fill our consciousness with the Lord, remembrance of the Lord. Of course, we have to be willing to serve the Lord and to try to remember the Lord, to practice the activities of Krishna consciousness at the same time. It's not that we chant Hare Krishna and then all do all kinds of nonsense things. That won't help us. There must be some sincere desire on the part of the individual to be a servant of Krishna, to be reestablished or resituated in one's position as a humble servant of Krishna. That desire must be there in our hearts. But when the mind becomes overburdened with some other things, by just the tides of material circumstances, at those times we can chant the holy name and try to bring our consciousness back to its focus upon the Supreme Lord. And remind ourselves again of what it is we're supposed to be doing. What is our position eternally, not only in this life, but for eternity. Text 20. Shri Gora Hare Varupaya Vihineshu Api Rakshak Katvam Kanyari Vartma Viruchim Rajadata Bhakti Nitin Navedmi Nachasad Gurho Milanti Ahantakanta Mama Asharanam Vibudha Goro Haristavana Karnapattam Gatosti. Again, Prapanna-jivanamrtam. Sri Gaurahari is the savior of even those bereft of any method of approach. I know not the way of love in Sri Vrindavan, which breeds disloyalty to wisdom and the world. Nor do I come to meet with saintly teachers. To whom shall I surrender? Where shall I go? O foolish fellow, you cannot have heard about the Golden Lord Sri Gaura Mahaprabhu. So he's saying that just meditating on Mahaprabhu, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, meditating on his pastimes, the activities of the Lord, wonderful ability he had to bring love of God to everyone. Miraculous. Just meditating on those things is enough to show us what is the magnanimity of the Lord, and to save us from our condition in this world. Even if we don't engage in these other activities, even if we don't have the love of the residents of Vrindavan, or we don't have the association of a saintly teacher, just remembering Mahaprabhu's pastimes. When we study the Chaitanya Charitamrita, for instance, there Mahaprabhu's pastimes are explained very gloriously, and all his teachings are presented very nicely. If we can even get a taste of how wonderful and magnificent the Lord Mahaprabhu was, to give us the highest thing that no one has ever taught before, which is love of God, only by chanting the holy name, we can get some appreciation of the magnanimity of that Supreme Lord, that sweet Lord Mahaprabhu. And then our whole heart can also be converted to long for his help, his protection, his association, his remembrance. And that will be enough to purify us of all material interests, material contamination.
Maharaj, that was Mukunda Datta.
Huh?
Mukunda Datta.
Okay.
He associated with Mayavadis, and Mahaprabhu found out.
Oh, I see. Okay. Thank you, Guru. Iti Sri Prapanna-jivanamrtam Sri Bhakti-Yoga Ravitan Targato Rakshak Vishwaso Nama Panchamodhyaha. Thus ends the 5th chapter. Confidence in the Lord's protection, words of nectar from devotees, in the life-nectar of the surrendered souls, positive and progressive immortality. So these were quotes from the devotees, and their time of need and their time of praying to the Lord for His protection. There's a compilation of those things, some of those things. Devotees in those circumstances said, if we need to pray, if we need to seek the Lord's protection in any difficult circumstances or hopeless circumstances, we can read these verses and try to pray in the same way that they were praying. It'll have a very powerful effect in our own spiritual life and realization. Hare Krishna. Sri Bhakti-Yoga, Chapter 6. The words of nectar from the devotees. Gopvate Varanam. Embracing the Lord's guardianship. A very important topic. I think we'll get to this next time. I would like to ask the devotees if you have anything to say. Ananda, any questions or anything?
Maharaj,
Yes?
if you need protection and you don't pray, would Krishna offer it in any case?
Yes.
Because I thought you weren't supposed to ask for anything.
Yes. Of course. Krishna knows who is who you are. He knows.
Yeah.
And if he wants to protect you, he will do that. You don't have to make a special
No.
effort to do that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. I mean,
Thank you.
the love between Krishna and his devotee is unparalleled. Unparalleled. There's nothing higher than the love between Krishna and his devotee. Both ways. Devotee's love for Krishna and Krishna's love for his devotees. It's always there. It's of the highest nature. Devotees sometimes, they don't like to bother Krishna and ask for his protection. I'm just this humble servant. I'm satisfied doing my humble service. And if I just have that humble service to do, then that's enough in my life. I don't have to bother the Lord to protect me. I know his protection is always there. Like when the cowherd boys one time, they saw this mountain, what looked like a mountain cave. And it was really a demon. He opened his mouth, the Aghasura demon. He had opened his mouth. And the cowherd boys, somehow they understood it was the demon's mouth. But they were so playful. They were so confident in the Christian protection. They thought, let's go into this cave and investigate. They saw it as a mountain king. Let's go and investigate. And they weren't afraid or anything. They said, come on, let's go. Krishna will protect us, whatever it is. I like that. They joyfully went. And then when Krishna saw what was happening, he went there and he killed that demon. So he wouldn't swallow the devoured book. Or something like that. They're so joyful in their and confident in the Lord that they don't even think about things like that being protected. They know Krishna is always there. And they're happily engaged in whatever activities they're engaged in with that knowledge and that confidence. Very good.
Maharaj, I sent to question for Prabhu Keshava, WhatsApp, please.
Roundabout Pranams Maharaj, a question. If the Lord knows everything and everything depends on him and his mercy, then is it necessary to pray for protection? Because everything depends on him, not on our prayer. It depends on his sweet will.
Yeah,
It's,
that's correct. But see, not everyone is in that consciousness, in that mood. So for those who are not in that mood, then these prayers are there. You can say that's for the more neophyte devotees, beginning devotees, who are not situated in their loving service mood. And for them, praying is a means for making progress in their spiritual life. But devotees who are well situated in their constitutional position, they don't have to pray like that. They don't have to. But that is a more advanced position.
Thank you, Maharaj. Very nice.
Okay.
Maharaj, please, one question. What is the what is relation in the Christmas and teaching Vaishnava, or no? En relación entre Jesús Christ, Christmas, and teaching Vaishnavas.
what is the relationship between the teachings of the Vaishnavas and Jesus Christ and Christmas? The relationship between, is there a relationship between the Vaishnava teachings and Jesus Christ's teachings? And he's also asking about Christmas in relation to Christmas also.
Well, Christmas is the Janma of Christ, huh?
Avirbhav Mahot.
Is the Janma of Christ. Oh, it's okay. You can celebrate the birth of Christ. Very nice. We consider Christ to be a Shaktivesh avatar of Krishna. Prabhupada said he's Shaktivesh. I think Sridhara Maharaj also said a similar thing. An empowered incarnation of the Lord. And definitely, I know Govinda Maharaj used to feel inspired and awe. He said, of the humility of Jesus Christ. He said that was beyond anything he had ever heard. Because after all, he took their insults and beatings and torture and even crucifixion. And what did he say at the end? Father, forgive them. Forgive them because they don't know what they're doing. That kind of humility is unheard of by anyone ever. So he respected him very highly, and we all do. His message was what? Christ's message was to teach, love God above all, and love your neighbor as yourself. That's what he taught. Well, that's what Mahaprabhu is teaching, no? To love Krishna. So no difference in that sense. Maybe in the details and other things there, and Siddhanta, there may be some differences, of course. But the basic message was love of God. Oh yes, we can celebrate the birth of Christ however you like to do that. It's very nice to honor a Vaishnava, honor a teacher, great teacher, a Shakti-Vaisha avatar. Many of those who came to Krishna consciousness came because of their own Christian teachings, came from a Christian background. I myself did. I'm very concerned about when I came to Krishna consciousness that I wasn't violating any of my Christian beliefs. I was always careful to make sure that no offense to what I understood from Christianity was being violated also. And then we realize as time goes on that the teachings of Krishna are even higher than the teachings of Christ. But there's no difference, no violation of the same ideas. Prabhupada also told that we are not teaching against any religion. That we don't care. You can stay with your religion. You can be whatever religion you like. Just chant the name of God, whatever name of God you believe in, you chant that name. He told like that. He was so liberal. So when they go to church, the Christian church, what are they doing? They're singing the names of God, singing the praise of God. That's okay. That's what we do too, also in our temples. So we're not telling people to change their religion. No, practice it more sincerely. And follow the teachings of Mahaprabhu also in this regard. Krishna didn't tell Arjuna to stop being a warrior. He said, you can be a warrior, no problem. And you can become Krishna conscious too. So it's a matter of heart, a matter of consciousness, not a matter of what you're doing externally. No. That okay?
Thank you, Maharaj. Yes, very nice. It's beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay.
Thank you.
My Dhanava pranamas to you all. Please be well.
Maharaj.
Be safe.
Dhanyavad, Maharaj.
Devotional service.
Dhanyavad.
My love to you all.
Dhanyavad, Maharaj.
And
Yes.
Maharaj.